Hey YouTube, this is Rescue Music Park Fan 62. Here are my opinion of people from NXT going up to Raw or SmackDown. In this video, I am going to talk about each person, who I think what show they are going to go to. Now, please note this: I'm not going to go over the entire SmackDown or NXT roster. These are just a few people I've thought about. Okay, first is Cora Jade. Um, now Cora Jade, first of all, can pull off a great heel. She does a lot of that cool heel heat. Honestly, I can see her going to Raw at this point just because Raw doesn't really have a girl like her at this point, and she would do wonderful there. Um, Now, when do I think she will go up? Honestly, I can probably say within the next year. Um, because she's already been in NXT almost a year, I think. I'll have to look. So I can honestly see that. Roxanne Perez. Now, okay, with Roxanne, here is the main thing about it. She's only been in NXT 6 months. So it is going to be at least another year um, before um, she is probably even thought about at this point because while she did make her SmackDown debut not long ago, I, I'm not entirely sure what that point was. So you have that. Kiana James. Um, like Roxanne, she's only been in NXT about 6 months. Um, so I can say at least a year or so with her. Same with her business partner, Ariana Grace, as well. While Kiana does have some good ring skills and plays the businesswoman character good, the problem is this at the end of the day. She has not been in NXT that long. So I know back in at least October and early November as well, she was doing those main event tapings. So I don't know if that's just to see how she gets over with the crowd. Same with Cora Jade. She went to Raw that one time. Um, Next is Katana and Cora, or not Cora, the other girl, the NXT Tag Team Women's Tag Champs. With them, I can honestly see them going up soon as well, just because of the fact that they've been in NXT about 2 years now, um, and that is typically when they start or either going to bring people up or cut them. So I can honestly see that happening soon. When in particular, honestly, I can see it between the Rumble to after WrestleMania. I see more after WrestleMania. Um, which brand do I think she will go to? Um, they will go to, I should say. Now, I don't know if they would split them up or have them as one. Honestly, with them, I can honestly see Raw just because of her name is Casey Catanzaro. She was Ricochet, who's on SmackDown's former girlfriend. So I think that'd be kind of weird. I forgot to mention as well, Kiana James and Ariana Grace. I can see them going to Raw as well, just because they kind of did those main event tapings, which is a um, Raw thing. Roxanne would go to SmackDown. Sticking with SmackDown for a minute. Next one is Toxic Attraction, which is Gigi Dolan and JCJ. Um, they they've been supposedly were supposed to get called up to SmackDown back around Survivor Series time, but uh, it didn't for some reason. So you have that. Um, Now starting with the guys. Um, First one is JD McDowell. Um, let's, um, with him, I can honestly see with Raw as well because he did those main event tapings. I don't know if he's done any dark matches on SmackDown that I'm aware of. Um, Next one I could see probably within the next year as well is Cora Jade's boyfriend, Braun Breaker. Um, if you don't know who Braun Breaker is, he is the son of um, Hall of Famer Scott Steiner. So with him, I don't know. He would be good either on Raw or SmackDown, to be honest. I can honestly see more Raw because at the end of the day, Raw does not have as many like really muscular people. Yes, you have Bobby Lashley and a few others, but the thing is, because SmackDown has Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, um, and a few others. Next one is Axiom. He did his main event debut last night on Raw. Um, I don't know. I can honestly say probably SmackDown more because that way he could have a good feud with Ricochet. As far as like the whole flips and dives and stuff like that. Um, Next one is what is his name? Grayson Waller. Honestly, with him, I could see him going to SmackDown because he has his own talk show called the Waller Effect or the Grayson Waller Effect. Um, and that would be a really interesting scenario to do with The Miz. Um, could it be done? Absolutely. But you just don't really know. That is the main problem. Next one is um, Nikita Lyons. Now, like Kiana James and Roxanne Perez, she has only been in WWE about 6 months or so. Um, but she is a main eventer at some point. Um, when can we expect her um, up? I say honestly within the next year or so. But it's hard to say because with some of these people I have mentioned in this video, especially like Roxanne, Cora Jade, Kiana James, and them, I say at the earliest it's going to be before WrestleMania 41, um, which is I don't think that's been named yet. Because while like Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez are great, they just don't really have. I don't think what it takes to do the main roster quite yet. Um, because a lot of these I have mentioned in this video are still fairly new. They're less than a year old at this point. Um, and I just don't know how they would get over with the main roster the main roster crowd is a lot different than the SmackDown or the NXT crowd. Now, the one group that is known to go up as of this recording is Toxic Attraction. When we can see that is hard to say. I could see maybe around the Rumble. Who knows? It's just the main problem is this. I just don't know if they're going to keep them as a tag team or separate them. Honestly, if they're going to separate them, I can honestly see maybe Gigi go to Raw and JC stay on SmackDown, or vice versa, whichever one. But I just don't know at this point. Now, the only person who is new who skipped NXT altogether is she made her main event, main roster debut last week. I forgot her name, but her name in like Impact Wrestling, AEW, and the NDC was Kylie Ray. I think that's her name. What they're going to do with her, I don't quite know yet. I don't know if she is going to just do main event for a while and then do Raw. It's still unknown at this point. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. Who do you think is going to go where? And do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree with what I said? I want to hear your thoughts.